He showed a handgun. They in turn shot him. You have a new neighbor this morning, the President of the United States. There are still no new leads here in this case to try to find those two missing girls. This morning I'm here with Kathleen Schoen from the Iowa Humane Alliance. There is a lot of damage here in this area. We're told that the tornado took place just about after 8 o'clock last night. Snowmobiling can be a really fun sport, but it can also be dangerous if not done properly.
You almost missed it, Justin. Oh, he's down!
Here in all of the equipment right now, and it is much more difficult to breathe.
Here we go.
Oh no!
I hope that wasn't a masterpiece.
Not anymore.
Oh no!
Cleaning off cars at a car dealership is more work than you may think. For one thing, you're not just cleaning off one car, you're cleaning off a whole parking lot full of them. And I have to say, if you've never sat on top of one of these things, kind of makes you a little bit nervous. Big giant animal.
Coming this summer, there can only be one sand monster! Roar!
We are live here in Marion, overseeing the entire corridor. Coming up, we'll tell you what you should know in order to keep your kids safe. It seems like every time you hit the road these days, driving is getting more dangerous.
We're here in Iowa. People drive crazy here.
Brian Hall has only been a licensed driver for 2 years and already says he's seen it all.
I've seen some people behind the wheel trying to put on makeup. Some people talking on the phone while trying to, cross intersections, scolding their kids.
But what bothers him the most are those who choose to operate a vehicle in text at the same time.
I was riding with some family and we were almost in an accident because folks want to text and drive or read their email while driving.
Brian's not alone in his frustration.
There's people always texting, and when they move, it doesn't seem to stop.
Even those that sell cell phones admit it happens all too often.
There's lots of people that I see every day in town that are texting and driving.
So how dangerous is texting while driving really? The average texter while driver takes their eyes off the road for approximately 5 seconds. At 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the distance of an entire football field, essentially blind. But for those of us who can't resist the temptation of a phone in the car, there's help. A new app for Droid called DTEX promises to block programs like email and text messaging when the phone's GPS detects you in motion. For parents, it's simple. Go to the Google Play Store and download the free app on your kid's Droid. To see if it works, we enlisted the help of our new friend Brian and set up an experiment in an empty parking lot where I tried to text and call him on a phone with DTEX installed. It worked perfectly.
Did it make any noises or anything?
Nope. Not until it came to a complete stop.
Brian says he never texts while he's driving, but hopes to see fewer people out there on the roads doing it when they find out apps like DTEX exist. Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids,
There's no excuse to not get it.
Josh Scheinblum, CBS 2 News. Eastern Iowa is now more than likely home to a new lottery winner. We don't know who they are or what they look like, but that's not going to stop us from trying to find them. So without any leads to go on, we thought we'd start here at a local gas station in Cedar Rapids. It looks like we have a potential lottery winner here. Sir, do I wish you congratulations? Did you win the lottery?
I wish I did.
Sir, if you won the lottery, what would you buy?
An island.
What kind of island?
A tropical island.
Would you invite me on the island with you?
Anybody that wants to come, more the merrier.
Did you win the lottery?
No.
How do we know that you didn't win the lottery?
Dude, I have to have people drive me to work. Come on.
That's the kind of answer someone would give who did win the lottery and didn't want anybody to know about it. For $241 million, you can buy a whole lot of candy. In terms of lifesavers, that's $241 million. But maybe candy's not your thing. At your local gas station, a bottle of water will cost you about $1 too. That means you can get 241 million of those as well. If you've already won the lottery, chances are you're feeling pretty lucky. So maybe 241 million scratch tickets are more your style. Maybe you like doing some drinking. Well, if you're anything like my friend over here, that's definitely a possibility. Ma'am, I noticed you were using the generic version. If you won the lottery, would you get the normal kind?
Sure.
What would be your taste?
Pepsi.
Pepsi?
You guys are not.
Well, despite our best efforts, it doesn't look like we're going to be finding the lottery winner here, so we're on our way to the source where the ticket was bought. We're here where that ticket was purchased, Hy-Vee on Edgewood Road. We hear they're having a press conference. Why don't we go on in and let's take a listen. So do you have any idea at all who this winner could be?
That is the $241 million question, and no, we do not yet.
After talking with our friends at the Iowa Lottery and over at Hy-Vee, it's still clear we don't know who won the lottery. The question is, though, if it's you, why haven't you come forward yet? For covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Josh Scheinblum, CBS 2 News. When Adrian Hicks stepped off a bus for the first time in Cedar Rapids, he thought he was on the road to becoming a truck driver.
CRST brought me out here with promises of steady work, good paychecks, but there was a lot of stuff they didn't tell us before you came out here.
CRST International gave him a bus ticket from his home in New Jersey to Cedar Rapids. But what he believed was an opportunity of a lifetime left him instead, in his words, at rock bottom.
I've lost everything that I ever cared for or cherished about, and now I've just become a burden to Cedar Rapids, and I don't like that feeling.
Adrian has been homeless since he was expelled from CRST's training school back in November after failing a drug test. He tells CBS 2 News the company refused to pay for his bus ticket back to New Jersey. His story isn't unique. Other CRST rejects tell us there are others who found themselves stranded in Cedar Rapids after being removed from the school.
Hoping and praying for the best.
Isaiah, originally from Indiana, is one. He's asked us to hide his identity. Embarrassed, he says, over the situation he's found himself in.
How many people roughly were in your class?
I think we came out here with about 200 people.
And how many are here now?
I would probably say out of my class alone for that week, probably about 20 of us maybe.
With no place to go, those kicked out of the program often seek help from local nonprofits like the Salvation Army in area homeless shelters.
Perhaps they're only ones that we hear about are those that their support group back home cannot send them money, or their wife cannot send them money.
Officials with the Salvation Army add that in at least one case, a CRST company shuttle dropped off a man from Nevada right at their doorstep, allegedly telling the person, "This is the Salvation Army. They should probably be able to help you." Since January, the Salvation Army alone says they've spent nearly $1,000 on hotel rooms and bus tickets for people trying to get back home after being dropped from CRST's program. To put it another way, they say that's enough money to purchase some 2,200 meals. We asked CRST to respond to the criticisms of its rejected recruits and the concerns of several community organizations. In a written response to CBS 2 News, the company says recruits are told CRST, quote, pays for the transportation home except in cases of a failed drug test or an intentional falsification on the employment application. It's a catch buried on page 12 of an online information packet sandwiched between flashing banners for bonuses and extra money. We couldn't find it on the application itself. And in the cases we found, disclosure seems to be the key. CRST tells us applicants are informed of these requirements and the ramifications. Adrian says it's a warning lost amidst the promises.
When you get here, that's when oh, well, if you don't make the cut, you're on your own.
If they can bring them here, obviously they can send them home.
The company declined to say whether background checks are done prior to recruits' arrival here. They tell us they are proprietary, competitive, and could intrude on our applicants' confidentiality. CRST says it's brought $11 million to the community through its training program and has provided millions of dollars in donations and grants to local organizations. Be that as it may, it's those local organizations who are left to deal, in many cases, with CRST's rejects.
I don't think they put a strain on us unduly. It just seems perhaps immoral and unethical for them to continue to do that.
Community groups asked us why drug tests aren't done before would-be drivers arrive in Cedar Rapids. We asked CRST that same question. Their answer? For the applicant's convenience and quality control. But for some, that convenience has left them struggling. Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Josh Scheinblum, CBS 2 News.